Oh man, so close, so close, so close. Okay. Well, if you're new, this is what I do. Welcome everybody to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Baloo. Here on the channel, we keep crypto simple. We keep the stream simple. We keep the stream complicated, and we keep crypto simple. So today's video, I want to talk about Bitcoin. We're finding a level of support, so we're needing to confirm these support levels. We're going to allow the price candles to tell us what the next move is, and we're going to discuss strength. Altcoins are strong. We can see a lot of we're seeing the bounce back in a lot of these altcoins really kind of, show a lot of strength. So we're going to dive into that and then discuss if we need to kind of be careful, because Bitcoin does rule the space. Bitcoin is kind of, the boss around here. And if Bitcoin takes a move down, the altcoins are going to go along with it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Treat it as your trademark. Yeah, that is my trademark. I start every stream muted. I gotta figure this streaming stuff out. All right, so we're taking a look at Bitcoin. Let's go to the higher time frames before we dive into this little area of concern right here. So I'm gonna lean into the pattern traders, because there's a lot of pattern traders inside of cryptocurrency. So a lot of people looking at this rising wedge, and a lot of people saying that the rising wedge has broken and that we are on a bearish test. All of those are true facts. So we use horizontal trading ranges, kind of analyzing the entire trading range. So something that we would be looking at would be more along the lines of this. Let me go ahead and grab a parallel channel. Drop that here. Man, I was so close to nailing that intro. I'll get it, guys. So yeah, we're currently, we made a wick move down to around the $50,000 level. I think that there's a lot of support at $50,000, and we're currently inside and we're trying to test. So it's looking, the bullish scenario is we do find support here and we start to head up into the upside. So we need a break above 58 to 58.5 would be a nice clean break back into the trading range, where we can then test levels of support and continue to the upside. So we're going to let's dive into this area right here, because this is the area of concern. This is what a lot of people are looking at as far as the bearish test, kind of this area right here. So we're going to go down to the 1 hour chart. I've got this on the BTC perpetuals, and we're going to try and determine strength here. So this one, when I'm in these small time frames, I'm really looking at the rallies and the reactions. For those who are unfamiliar, a rally is to the upside and a reaction is to the downside. Rallies up, reactions down. So when we look at these rallies, let me just grab my highlighter here. So we have a rally here, we have a rally here, we have a rally here, and a rally here. Okay, so when we're looking at these rallies, what's going on with the volume is they're actually on falling volume. So there's a decrease in demand. We're rallying on low volume, we're rallying on low demand. That's not a typically good thing. There's a lot of weakness to the price action currently. Here again as well, you can see we're declining on the volume. Here again, declining on the volume, and then once more declining on the volume. So there's a lot of characteristics to the price action and the volume as far as the market participants not really being committed to any upside move, and we're just trying to get those confirmations. So we had the leg down, we came up on a bearish test. So what I decided to do when we came up on that bearish test is submit to the fact that I don't know the direction. Most of my portfolio is structured to the long side. All of my alts are long. I hold spot BTC positions. I hold a lot of spot altcoin positions, but I wanted to kind of submit to the fact that I don't know the direction and hedge a little bit of that risk out. So I did open up a 1x short against my long BTC position, my spot position, just to kind of neutralize any of the downside volatility. And if I'm wrong, that's fine. I just have to pay a little bit of a premium, a small kind of insurance policy for downside volatility. So that is still in play. It will become invalidated if we make a high higher than this high here, because I think if we can get above this high at around 70 or 57, 57.7, we'll call it. If we can get a high above 57.7, I think that we have enough of a bullish confirmation that we can continue to the upside. So that's when I will be stopped out of that short position and continue. Okay, so what you need to pay attention to is this ICE. So in Wyckoff method, in the Wyckoff method, we have what's referred to as a creek line, and we have an ICE line. So a creek is a break above a high that indicates a bullish confirmation, and an ICE line is a breakdown to the downside that confirms a bearish confirmation. So we don't want this level to break. We don't want to get a very red candle that breaks out some of these lows here. If we get that, I think we'll likely go down to lower levels. But I also don't think that it's going to be like a huge move. I think it'll be quite a panicky move, but it'll get bought up very quickly. Anything below 50K, in my opinion, is going to get bought back up. So watch out for that. Be prepared for that. You know, if Bitcoin does turn around, the recovery that we've seen inside of the altcoins are pretty much going to be washed away. So I hope if you are, you know, trading futures contracts, I do think if you are in anything over a 3x long position, you're at risk. So, you know, managing risk is one of the biggest things that you can do when trading these markets. If anybody tells you that they can confirm a direction, they're lying. These markets are irrational. What you need to do is you need to trade alongside of them with risk management. You need to trade alongside with risk management. So TA is not a crystal ball. It does not predict direction, but we trade on confirmations. So if we're seeing strength and we get confirmation of a breakout and a successful test, then we can take the long positions. But for right now, I'm remaining neutral in the short term. So let's take a look at some of these other charts that I've been looking at. I want to take a look at total and total too. I often refer to these charts when we have downside move and we're trying to build support. You know, the whole market moves with Bitcoin, so I need Bitcoin to confirm support before I can, you know, lean into anything to the long side as far as altcoins are concerned. So let's go ahead and take a look at total. Total, for those who don't know, it is the entire crypto market cap. So here on total, we have broken out of this line of resistance here. We rallied up above and we came down and tested quite beautifully, I might add. You know, this is a very beautiful and successful test that kind of, you know, shows us that we shouldn't really be trying to find support on Bitcoin per se. We should be trying to find support on total. So looking at this, really good test. However, we have the possibility to come and retest it again. And we're seeing that in the charts. You know, the charts have not confirmed bullish yet in terms of Bitcoin. We're still neutral. So we could take another move down and test again before, you know, another move to the upside. So that's kind of what we're waiting for in that. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at total 2, which is the entire cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin, so basically all the altcoins, it has a lot more strength. And I'm sure that's in alignment with a lot of the sentiment that we're seeing throughout crypto. You know, altcoins are doing very well. Altcoins are getting to that transition point where they really start to outperform Bitcoin. The Bitcoin setups are playing out, the USD setups are playing out. We're getting a lot of follow through inside of the altcoin space, and we can see that quite clearly here in the chart. This is generally the same sort of resistance range that we had with the altcoins. So we have rallied higher and we have reacted less. This is very good for altcoins. Another thing that I'm looking at is Ethereum's performance. So Ethereum is kind of like the canary in the coal mine as far as you know, strength of the altcoins. If Ethereum is doing well against Bitcoin, it's kind of a permission to the altcoins to remain healthy. Ethereum hasn't been pumping, but when we compare it against Bitcoin, you know, there's a lot of health that can be seen with the altcoin space. So we'll draw that same horizontal line that we had that breakout on. Let me just go right here. We'll bring it across. And beautiful test on top of Ethereum, and we're bouncing right off. If we get a break above this level on Ethereum, I think I'm personally convicted that we are going to really be off to the races with Ethereum. Let me just make that level to break. So level to break on Ethereum is right at around the $2,500 level. If we can get a nice clear move above $2,500, not only is that going to be a signal to the altcoin space that we are game on, that is going to be a signal that Ethereum is really ready to start outperforming Bitcoin, because as it stands right now, you know, they've kind of been neck and neck. You know, one rallies, one reacts, one rallies, one, you know, they've been more or less the same in terms of performance when compared against the US dollar. So I want to also take a look at Ethereum BTC, and then we'll start catching up with the chat. So Ethereum Bitcoin, we've been watching this chart for a while, and it looks as though we're actually, I posted this in my VIP this morning, saying if we could get a break above this level, things are looking good for Ethereum BTC, and we're getting that break. So things are looking really good for the altcoin space. Do we have room for another downside move inside of Bitcoin? I think I still remain neutral to that. However, the recovery that we're seeing inside of altcoins is really painting a very clear picture that we're getting to that point where altcoins really start to perform well. So I'm quite excited with what I'm seeing in the charts. Short term, I don't have an answer as far as downside move. We do need to get that break above 80. I'm already thinking of Bitcoin in terms of $80,000, $58,000. We need that clear break above $58,000, and it's going to be game on. So you know, be prepared for that. Let me just catch up with the chat here and take a look at some of the charts that you guys are wanting to take a look at. So if you're new to the stream, welcome. What I do here is I kind of give you market updates. I kind of tell you what I'm seeing in terms of strength. I interpret charts using the Wyckoff method, and I focus on risk management and not being so much of a degenerate inside of this space. You know, we're in a bull market. You can be very risky in these types of market environments, but at the end of the day, we not only want to make money, we want to keep it as well. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe and keep up to date with the market so that you can kind of trade alongside me and understand what I'm doing. And if you want VIP setups, VIP coin calls, and not one-on-one, but classroom sessions via Zoom, we have a virtual classroom. All of those products and services are available in VIP. So go ahead and check out thecryptojungle.com and we can get you signed up and in the group today. So Ethereum BTC is looking really, really good. I'm quite stacked on Ethereum. I'm very bullish on Ethereum this cycle, and I'm excited to see this breakout confirm. Hopefully we get it. Hopefully we get it. Okay. Sour, please. I don't know. Is that a token, or is that Twitch slang that I'm unfamiliar with? Probably Twitch slang. Guys, I don't know any slang. I don't know any of the acronyms in Twitch. Okay. The intro tune would be okay with better drums. It's retro vibes, man. It's all about the drum machine. Okay, got the alert today. Good, good. Muted. Good old Blue, muted. Man, I need a big light. Need a big light that says muted so that I can like know. I don't know, man. I'm just, yeah, whatever. Safe Moon. Ay. Sure, we can take a look at those degenerate coins. So we're seeing a lot of these kind of these tokens, you know, Safe Moon, Safe Mars, Safe Sun, all this stuff. There's a lot of activity in the background that you may not be familiar with, and the theory of the composite operator is, you know, they control most of the token supply. You can make money when the composite operator is making money. The composite operator wants to keep making money, but when that individual or you know, collection of individuals decides enough is enough, they hold the biggest bags and they can dump the market very easily. They can flood the market with supply, and most of the new traders, most of the new weak paper hands, they can't absorb that supply. It's physically it's impossible for them to be able to absorb that amount of supply entering the market. So realize a lot of these people are, you know, getting some large positions pre-sale, and the market is so bullish right now that they're holding on to it post-sale. So they're holding large positions into the strength. Realize that. Okay. What is BTC doing at the moment? I only trade futures and stack alts. Stick with the majors and futures. Yeah, so I use futures as a tool against my main holdings. So, you know, I have my HODL position of BTC. Instead of selling any to take profits, you just take a 1x short position, and it's essentially the same thing, except you're not, you know, you're not convicted to the downside. You can easily get stopped out and carry on your merry way, and you know, it's the same as not having to buy back in. You kind of lock in that price, and then if it does, you know, you can sell the contract and then add to your stack. But yeah, it's a good idea. You want to stay where things are liquid, especially with futures contracts. You know, we're seeing a lot of huge dips in some of these assets, and it's quite scary. We had Ren nearly trade down to 0 on spot markets. So things are getting pretty crazy out there. You have to be very careful and manage your risk appropriately. Okay. ZIL. Call that cup and handle developing. What are your thoughts? Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at ZIL on the weekly. Got a request for ZIL on the weekly. ZIL's been consolidating for a while, I believe. Okay, on the weekly. So if it is a cup and handle, you know, we have room to the downside. Typically, a cup and handle can come down around 1/3 of the way from the rally. So you could expect to get some support way down here, which on the weekly looks pretty brutal, and I think that's too bearish of a target given the current market conditions. But if things flip bearish, you know, BTC is currently neutral. If things flip bearish, we could end up heading down to those levels, which would be almost a 50% retracement. More realistic price target could be somewhere up in this area where we had our last significant support/resistance flip, which would still be quite a significant retracement, down 30-40%, kind of, you know, that golden ratio 618 retracement level. So yeah, let me go to the 3-day. So I find a lot of times on the weekly I don't get enough resolution. I like the 3-day chart quite a bit, and let's see what our new indicator. For those who are in VIP, stay tuned for this new indicator that's going to be released. Yeah, we're quite overextended here. We got the bullish cross was the buy signal on this indicator here on the 3-day. Let's go to the daily. This indicator is built for the daily. We are coming in for a bearish cross on the daily. More to come on that indicator. Yeah, so short term, you know, we're kind of sideways trading right now. I want to see us, yeah, I want to see us kind of break above this trading range and hold above. Nice demand coming in here. You know, we had the original breakout back here. So we could just have, you know, it's about Bitcoin right now. If Bitcoin can say it's game on, we can kind of start to make a new high. Because if we keep it simple with the trend analysis, you know, we have a high, we have a low, higher low, higher high, higher low. As long as we keep that structure, everything is fine inside of Zilliqa. So, you know, we're just going to keep it simple because we're already in the markup phase with that. I never try to predict anything. So with you asking me, is it looking like a cup and handle? So far, it's just a cup. You can't predict that a pattern is going to develop. You have to wait for confirmation. So if we head down and we start to round out again, well, now we have the rounding of a cup and handle, so you can, you know, wait for the turnaround and trade that momentum shift. And you could front run the idea of a cup and handle, but until a cup and handle is formed, there's no point in trying to trade it. The same is true with head and shoulders. You know, head and shoulders is one of the first things that a lot of people learn. And, you know, they front run the idea. So they get a shoulder, you know, the neckline, the head, the neckline, and then they just think that another shoulder is going to print and we head down. You can't front run these ideas. Play on confirmations. Don't ever speculate or try to predict. Allow the market to tell you what to do, and you need confirmation for that. So Zilliqa, yeah, it's looking short term. All right. You know, it's going to fall on Bitcoin's shoulders with this. We just evolved to level 2. Nice. Thank you to everybody in my server who boosted the server. Successful. You got some work to do, but building that banner, my friend. So to anybody who did boost the server, if you do have a Binance Smart Chain account, please DM me with your address, and I will send you a server booster NFT for doing that. It's incredible what you guys are doing for the community, and I'm very, very appreciative of all the support, and just, you know, we're all coming together and having a good time and making the server a better place. If you guys are interested in joining, links down below. It's getting to be quite a thriving community, and I'm pretty excited for the future with that. All right, let's take a look at SafeMoon. Can I even chart it here? I don't even know if I can chart it. SafeMoon. Wrapped ether. Okay, I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. There's nothing to say. So it's been for a day, 2 days, and there's no chart here. There's no chart here. You got to, yeah, you know, this is, I don't recommend that you buy SafeMoon at this point, because everybody's talking about it, and the amount of whales that hold this asset, the amount of supply that is locked in strong hands waiting to dump onto the market as soon as things turn around is massive. You have no idea. You have no ability to hold or absorb any of that supply. So be careful with these things. They're very hot right now. You could make money. Just be aggressive. Be very aggressive. If you make money, be aggressive. What? Take a look at Sol BTC. Phantasma. Phantasma, I made a video on Phantasma way back in the day when it was still bearish. And you know how YouTube is, you know, you have these videos sitting around for a while, and then eventually things turn around, and I got so many comments on that video saying, oh, it's not bearish. It's not bearish. Well, it was at the time of recording the video. What do you want me to do? Take it down? So yeah, we're still inside of this channel here. So we're turning around, heading to the downside. Worst case scenario is we head all the way back down. The trend is your friend until it ends, you know, and we are, yeah, we did peak our head up to a higher level. So we have made a higher high. This is good. So what we need to confirm here to take a bullish position on this is a higher low. If we can get a higher low on Phantasma BTC, then I think that we have the strength to kind of break out of this trading range. And if we can break out of the trading range, there will be probably some pretty significant follow through on this one. We just need to wait for that turnaround currently. What are my thoughts on OMG? I like OMG because OMG is trying to be a second layer solution to Ethereum, and I like Ethereum. So if you want to talk cup and handle, OMG had a bit of a cup and handle here. And we're now testing that cup and handle here on the 3-day. I'm doing large time frames. You know, we're in a pretty interesting spot. So we're waiting for this turnaround. If we can get a turnaround, it looks like a week or two. If we can get a turnaround in a week or two, I think that OMG will be kind of, you know, ready to go. But you know, we're just testing right now. We're testing. So, you know, if you are bullish on the project, you can take bullish positions when we're in support. Just don't ever chase green candles. Don't, you know, YOLO into these green candles. Wait for the retracement, wait for a pullback to confirmed support, and then take your position. So I've been holding OMG since down here at about $4, so I'm up 100% on that position. And things are looking tickety-boo. You know, we're heading in the right direction. Higher highs, higher lows. Keeping on the macro, trading with the trend. Things are looking good with OMG. So we're just waiting for that next big move. Secret network. Yeah, I actually think I looked at that one today for somebody. I've already forgotten what I found. Oh, yes. So right now in this, let's go to the macro first. Let's go to the macro. So we had this trading range. We're in markup. Okay. We flattened out. We're in markup. If you want to take spot positions in assets that are in markup, go right ahead. I like to take, you know, get a little bit better of an entry and wait for confirmation. So if we go down to, let's say, the 12-hour, we're turning around in the right spot. So this is what's referred to as the creek line. You just draw a line against all of the highs, and then when you get that high volume event that breaks out of that high, and that's called jumping the creek. We jumped the creek and we're now coming down for our test. We did test below this upper line of the creek. We successfully tested it on the lower line, so I want to get a test above. If I actually just remove these, we can talk where I would like to see us land as far as support. So let me go back here to this original up thrust, drag that across, and we're kind of looking in this area right here. So we need to get above this support line currently. You know, for as long as we are below this, you just keep it simple. You know, if we're below, we are bearish. Okay, currently short term, as soon as we get above, well, now we're bullish. But until we can get that confirmation, you know, we're kind of in no man's land. We're kind of, it's still bearish. Don't front run a bullish idea. Don't ever front run any idea. Wait for confirmation. So wait for that breakout, buy the pullback. If it tests as support, you're good to go as long as we're in the bullish control zone. Any tips on how to take profit? So that is such a large topic that honestly, I can't really answer because I don't know enough about your trading style. I don't know enough about your thesis on how you want to trade this market. Are you a day trader? Are you an intraday trader? Are you a swing trader? Are you a cyclical macro swing trader? There's a lot of factors that go into taking profits. You can do, you know, easy setups like what most day traders or intraday traders will do as a quick and dirty easy setup is they'll grab the fib retracement tool and they'll go from wick of the high to wick of the low of the consolidation. So if we do that, you know, we give ourselves a few target points and we'll just drop our horizontal ray here at the 1. We'll do it at the 1 and we'll do it at the 1.272. And we'll do it at the 1.618. Now, this is a very typical trading setup for those who are intraday trading. And it gives you profit points or take profit points. So if you were here to take a bullish position on secret, you know, we've got some pretty nice upside. If we go to the previous high, which is usually achievable, you get a 63% move to the upside. Maybe you sell 25% of the position. Then if we continue higher, we get a 90% profit. You sell 25% of the position. And then maybe if we get one more up, you get 125% profit. You sell 25% of the position. Then you leave 25% as a moon runner. That way, you know, you maintain exposure and you don't kick yourself for closing out the position at your take profit levels. It really depends on you. This is just one typical way that you could use a take profit strategy, but you know, you can use big evens as well. So the top number here at the 1.618 is right around $8. $8 is a psychological level. $5 is a psychological level. You can just pick numbers and take profits at those numbers, or you can trade the macro swings where you kind of just wait for, you know, everybody to start talking about your coin is in the same fashion that everybody was talking about Doge, and that's your signal to exit. You know, you wait for those confirmations of a change of trend. For me, as long as the trend continues higher, I don't take profits. If I get to the point where I'm sitting on a lot of money with a position, I will realize some of those gains so that I can better my life. But as far as closing out the position, I don't close it until the trend changes. So, you know, keep it pretty simple. It does mean that you give up the top. Like when the top in Bitcoin comes in, I will not be selling the top. I'm going to miss the top, because if I try to front run the idea and I try to sell the top, it could easily, you know, keep going from there. I trade on confirmation. So don't try to predict anything. Allow the market to tell you what to do. If you want more information on learning how to read the market and not listen to other people's opinions, then join VIP. We nurture this type of mindset where you don't listen to anybody. The trader is self-reliant. You know, I'll share with you what I'm doing. I'll share with you my trading ideas, and I have a lot of really good analysts and a lot of really good traders inside of my group that you can learn from. But the point of the group is to teach you how to manage your portfolio yourself. And until you learn those skills where you are making your own decisions, you're never going to be consistently profitable. You know, you're always going to be on the whim of somebody else's ideas. So it's really, the trader is self-reliant. My take on band right now, I don't know, it's doing nothing, or it's just ripping our hearts to shreds. I mean, band has just been blah. Band is so annoying. It's just, yeah, it's, so I have a couple drawings here. We had this consolidation range that I have marked here. We came down and held it as support. We did get a higher high. You know, we got a higher high. That's a bullish confirmation. We came down to support. So our thesis is that we're going to continue to the upside and make another higher high. This is technically a higher low. So the trend will continue until it doesn't. So with band, man, we've been holding this for a year. We've been holding band for so long. But hey, you know, it is what it is sometimes. Some coins move faster than others. Some price candles develop quicker than others. And band is just not one of those ones that is developing quickly. I still hold all of my spot position in band, and I'm going to continue to hold it. I think that there are still higher price targets that are achievable. It's just taking a long time. Blank, newer coin. I don't like newer coins, but let's see what shows up here. Okay, it's not too new. Not too new. Nice gap up. I like that. So if we go to the area of the gap up, which is basically the breakout, we can see that we're currently holding as support. We got a nice demand tail here. So this is the first confirmation of a support. I want to see it come back down and retest. So if we can come back down and test here and not wick through, I think that's a good confirmation of a continuation to the upside. But I think that you have some time on this one. Keep in mind that this is the Ethereum pair, so it might be different in USD. I'm just going to focus on what I can look at in TradingView. These new coins, be careful. They're kind of venture capital plays. So if you're dabbling in venture capital, realize that those positions are very small and that most of them go in with the mindset that they go to zero. So whatever money you're putting in, you have to go in saying, this is going in the toilet, and maybe it'll give me money one day. If you go in trying to think that you're going to make money on it, you're going to get burned on venture capital. So be very careful with venture capital. The asymmetry on venture capital is more than enough to make up if you ever make a mistake. But, you know, I guess I shouldn't say if you ever make a mistake. What I mean is, if it's successful, it's more than enough for you to be happy with the small position that you took. It isn't a good choice to enter long in ETH, even if we have confirmation above 2,500 if BTC keeps below 58K, right? Not necessarily. If Bitcoin continues to consolidate sideways, you know, that could be the point at which altcoins really start to perform. Usually altcoins do get the opportunity to run when Bitcoin is sideways. So if Bitcoin stays sideways, you know, even if it's below 58K, the longer it spends holding that level, the more confirmation we have that that level is in fact support. It's just right now we have to be apprehensive because it's only been 48 hours really since the move down. So you don't want to get too bullish too quickly. You want to wait for confirmation. If we just trade between 58 to 55 for weeks, you know, we're building support there. So the altcoins could rally, and if it does consolidate there for a while, I speculate that the altcoins will rally. Spicy indicator. Yeah, you guys will learn more. For those who are in the Discord, we have a few announcements pending. I'm just doing some website upgrades. We're gonna make that server even more valuable than you guys already think it is. And I will not be raising the price. SNX USD? Sure, Jack, let's go take a look. Yeah, so I had this line in the sand here as far as when I needed to pay attention. So a break above here would have been nice. It looks like we got a nice trading range here on synthetics. let me just draw a trading range around it. You know, it's a little wicky, so sometimes when it's wicky, I'll just turn the wicks off and go to an area chart. Let's see what we can see here. Let's go with something like that. Drag that across. Open it up. Yeah, let's go with that. So we're trying to hold support currently. We need to hold this level. So if we break down on that level, it doesn't mean that it's game over, but you know, if Bitcoin takes a move down, we'll probably break down from that level. So be apprehensive with that. No sign of weakness, nice contraction of the supply. We saw demand increasing before we had the sell-off. Things are looking good. It's just Bitcoin kind of gave it a bit of a reset. So things are looking good with that one. We're range bound and accumulating, in my opinion. I'm pretty far behind on the chat here, everybody, so just be patient. Okay, we can take a look at Cream. Yeah, I think Cream. Let's take a look, see what it's doing. Cream's on FTX. So nice. We're kind of falling down onto this support level right here. This is a support level. You know, it's a macro support level right at the breakout. Demand came in, you know, supply came in as we fell, waiting for demand to pick up. Yeah, so demand definitely picked up last time I looked at this. We just need to confirm support. So Cream is really early, in my opinion. It's gonna, you know, it's leaving an accumulation. So I think if there ever is a point to buy, I think now is probably your best bet. We might get a little bit of a move down, back down to this support, but you know, just be careful with any positions that you're taking, again, because of Bitcoin. We need to confirm that support. If you're buying right now, where you're buying support, but you're front running the idea of support on Bitcoin, which is fine. Just, you know, campaign into the position, maybe, you know, buy a little here, buy a little there, campaign in. So it's looking decent. It's looking decent in this area on Cream. Tron's been on a tear, so Tron's definitely in markup. Be careful with Tron. You know, it had a pretty good rally. Where are we sitting right now with it? So there's room to the downside for sure. This is also the area of the breakout, so we could sit on top of here. This is where we kind of broke out of the turnaround and went high. So there's a little bit of an SR flip here, but it takes a little bit to confirm that stuff. For me, a lot of the stuff right now is just wait and see. You know, we could very much so continue up with Tron. Wait for the turnaround. So, you know, if we're coming down for something like this, you know, wait for the turnaround and then get in at the turnaround. Okay, take a look at NOIA on the daily. It's a startup that's getting supported by Microsoft, Azure Engine team, 350 million market cap, 18 million USD trading volume. Can you share your thoughts? Yeah, let's take a look. So yeah, this one's in markup, so it's not bad. That's good. You know, we're in markup. You've missed the largest multipliers. Obviously, your portfolio is going to perform best when you get in at the lower end of these accumulations, but you can still make money if you're getting in intraday on these markup events. So nice kind of stepping stone formation occurring here. You can kind of see that right here. You know, a nice support/resistance flip right here. Support/resistance flip right here, a little bit overextended to the downside because we were having a Bitcoin shakeout, and we're butt up against resistance currently right here. So if we can get a breakout of resistance, I would buy the breakout here, just given the formation here. Don't go all in though, you know, never go all in on anything, but I mean, don't allocate your entire position to that initial breakout. You want to kind of, you know, ladder into this stuff. So if we did get a nice breakout here, you could, but look at the amount of supply right here. You can see it's an uncharacteristic amount of supply that's occurring at this area right here. It's indicating a lot of sell pressure. Let me just kind of zoom out here. So there is some sell pressure coming in. We need to observe this area. I think there's a little too much supply, actually, now that I'm kind of taking that into consideration here. I think there's a lot of supply, so I would anticipate a retest down to this level. So if we draw the creek line kind of like this, you know, expect a test down in this level before a turnaround would be my speculative analysis on how this plays out. But I just think that there's a lot of supply there. If we break out, that is fine. You know, if we break out that bearish test idea or that bullish test idea, it becomes invalid, and we would be looking for a test on the higher level. Australian Shepherd token. Swin? No, I don't have Swin. Rad. Okay. Man, you know the market is frothy when you don't know what anything is. Be careful out there, everybody. You know, a lot of people making a lot of money. We're at the point of the market where people are just, you know, the IDOs, be freaking careful with the IDOs, because, you know, you can just go to Token Mint and start your own IDO. Like, I could just go and start an IDO. If I get a web page, if I get a Telegram, if I do the Token Mint and, you know, create the tokenomics, I could just start promoting an IDO with full intentions of a rug pull. So be careful, because you all know how many scammers are out there. There are a ton of scammers. Some of the scammers are just DMing you to try and get you to send them crypto. Other scammers are launching IDOs. So just be aware. It's pretty easy to copy and paste and, you know, get trust from people in this type of environment, because people are making a lot of money and other people want to make money too. So there's predators out there preying on those emotions. Thank you for the endorsement there, Sam. All right, Saj. Yeah, no bullshit. You know, my words will never be bought. I'm not going to ever accept payments from, you know, a token that's wanting to shill. There's enough of that in the space. I really try hard to kind of protect you guys, because the market psychology that goes with these bull markets, this ebb and flow to the cryptocurrency markets, most people show up at the wrong time, and that's not your fault. That's just, you know, human nature. So most people show up at the latter stages of the bull market. So, you know, it's the hardest time to try and communicate bearish ideas to them, because they're making money. So I try to be as honest as possible. I try to talk about risk management, and if you don't learn with me today, that's fine. You know, sometimes you earn, sometimes you learn. And honestly, I do feel as though you do need to lose a fair amount of money before you start to smarten up and learn how to keep it. But, you know, I just want to make it clear that I'm here for you guys. And if you ever want information on what I think is kind of a responsible play to kind of protect your assets and protect your wealth, I'm more than happy to share that information. Bird took a bit of a hit. We'll do the ETH pair on Bird because that's all I got. Still kind of range bound here. So Bird kind of, I don't know what's going on with Bird. You know, I still hold a little bit of Bird, but I'm kind of ready to get rid of it, to be honest with you. Now that might just be the indicator right there. It's like people are willing to capitulate on the project. You know, we're holding support here. You know, it'd be foolish for me to sell an area of a retest. We need to get that turnaround. So what I want to see is I want to see, you know, higher highs and higher lows. If we can get higher highs and higher lows, I think that Bird is just fine. It's taking a long time and it's a hard hold, especially for those who bought it up at around, I think it even made it to $300. So my condolences that anybody that's down 66% on their positions, but you know, that's crypto. You know, it's volatile, and people hear that and they think, oh, upside. It's volatile both ways. Bird needs to show some commitments. Yeah, there's not much to really go over on Bird. Cella? No, I'm drinking coffee. Been only 48 hours, feels like a month. Yeah, that's usually the way it is. Steel, another BSC project. Algorand. Algo looks good, actually. Let's take a look at Algo. Last time I looked at it, it was good. Go to the perpetual futures. This is looking a lot like Serum, actually. So let's slap a range on it. Do I want to slap a range on it? Actually, let's just do it this way. So we have resistance overhead, which we were unable to break through. And we have support underneath that we are currently sitting on top of. So we're on top of support right now. We were unable to break through the resistance. There's still a lot of supply. See how this is kind of curling over right here? You know, it's showing that there's a lot of supply available. We want to see a nice contraction. So I think that we'll probably consolidate a little bit longer in Algo before we continue higher. You know, Algo had a really big run. Anytime people make multiples on their money, there's going to be people willing to sell. So if things start popping off and Algo isn't one of those things, people are going to start dumping their Algo. You know, I'm not trying to predict any sort of bearishness, but we do need to turn around. We do need to head to higher levels before we can get that confirmation. Observe what an up thrust to the to this level does. So this was the volume that came in here. If we get an up thrust back to this level, what you want to see is you want to see volume come at a lower level. If we can get lower levels, it means that the supply is drying up. If we can confirm that the supply is drying up and demand is taking over, basic supply and demand, you have markup. So yeah, it's looking not bad. You know, Bitcoin ruined the party with a lot of stuff. CRV, just go check out my last stream on CRV. I don't think anything's changed with CRV, so just go check out the previous upload on CRV. Bought Stellar today. Stellar, I poo-pooed Stellar for a very long time, and it was not fundamentally sound for me to do so. Stellar actually is involved in quite a lot of wallets, which is a fundamentally bullish thing, and its structure is just way... I correlated Stellar with XRP. I was just like, oh, Stellar, it's another XRP. And that was foolish for me to do so, because they are different. They kind of have the same sort of theory as far as providing, you know, being a currency that's available in wallets and global, you know, remittance, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we're coming above this level of the original breakout on this last, you know, consolidation, and we've held it quite nicely. We didn't get to break out this support. A lot of assets were breaking out. We had a ton of assets breaking out, and then, you know, Bitcoin spoiled the party and we headed back down. So anywhere where it could have headed, it held in a very key level, and it held at a very strong support. Overall, I think it's bullish. If you bought today, I think that was a good buy. Especially if you're a spot buyer, I think that was a good buy to buy today, because we're sitting on a nice level of support. You're kind of front running the potential of a turnaround, but you're probably not glued to the charts and not kind of, you know, looking for that optimum time to buy. And when you buy the turnaround, you would be buying it at a higher price. So if you bought today, I think that's fine. I think that's okay. BAT predictions long term. So I don't ever make any predictions. The market will tell you when to buy. The market will tell you when to sell. The trend is your friend until it ends. It's very simple. You know, Bitcoin will keep going up until there's a blow off top and it changes the trend direction and heads down. Basic attention token will keep going up until it changes direction and starts to head down. What price occurs is completely irrelevant. You know, it's going to keep going until it doesn't. And I know that that's really, it's one of the more annoying things to hear. It's one of the more annoying things for me to say too, because it's not a clear answer. But you just have to submit to the fact that you don't know, and the market is its own thing, and you have to trade on confirmations of a trend change. You're not going to sell the top on basic attention token. One of the most popular YouTube videos for me to make is price prediction videos. If I do price prediction videos, those videos blow up. So I have a fundamental problem with that, because I don't do price predictions. So, you know, I've done them in the past. I've seen how they perform, and the content creators know this. They know that if they do price prediction videos, the videos get a lot of likes, the videos get a lot of views, and their goal is to make money with, you know, views and likes. My goal is to make money nurturing people in my group. So this is just, you know, it's a way for me to offer my services. And if it means that I have to compromise my growth, it means I have to compromise my growth. And that's, you know, I'm playing the slow game. I'm playing the long game. I'm growing consistently, but I'm certainly not making any videos that go parabolic or anything like that. And it's because of these things where I don't make coin calls. So just allow the market to tell you what's going on. Let's see what's going on with basic attention token. Thanks for the sub. Let's go with a longer chart. We need more information. What is all this noise? What is all this garbage? It must have been explaining something. So yeah, you know, we're macro making higher highs and higher lows. You know, this trend will continue until it doesn't. High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, until it stops making higher highs and higher lows. So, you know, just keep it simple. The price target, I don't know, like $10. Like those words are so useless to me, because if you make a price prediction that everybody gets on board with, it may be too low. Like if I say $10, if everybody in the space starts saying $10 for basic attention token, that's fine. Everybody you know, a lot of supply floods the market at $10, but the composite operator doesn't sell and it goes to $100. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's going to do that, but I'm saying that the trend just goes until it stops. So you have to trade with the big money. You have to trade with the big institutional investors, and that's exactly what we teach in my group. You know, we watch the whales. We trade with the whales. They trade slow, they trade big, and they trade long. So I can't give you a price prediction. Your brother lost all his crypto to Telegram scammers, almost 10K. I hate hearing stories like this, because it's so easy to scam people. You know, me in my position as a person who mentors people and like assists people sometimes one-on-one, I'm helping people troubleshoot problems, and they're asking me to help them do things that I can really lead them in the wrong direction, and I can steal their funds. If you come across as someone who's innocent, and if you come across as somebody who's genuinely trying to help someone, and the person on the other end doesn't understand proper cybersecurity or crypto best practices, it's so easy to scam them. And I don't know when that's going to change. I don't know how that's going to get fixed, but it's really easy to scam people. And you know, I've heard of people losing $100,000 sending, you know, mining Cardano, you know, sending Cardano or sending money to a website to mine Cardano. And these people are like, oh no, it's not a scam. They have a website. Like, yeah, they make $100,000 off of scamming people like you. They can afford to get somebody to build them a website. So yeah, it's a super vulnerable space. Be very careful with any DM you receive, any DM. Vitho, let's see. Higher highs, higher lows. Keep it simple. We might draw down to support. We have an area right here that would be considered good support. We could easily break through that if Bitcoin takes a move down. So your next area of support is down here. Buy support, don't buy resistance. Oh my God, where did the time go? See, that's what happens when I rant. So I gotta actually tune things out here. I gotta wrap it up because I gotta get into the virtual classroom. So yeah, VTHO is just gas for vet. You know, if people want to only hold their VeChain tokens and they don't want to, and they don't have enough VTHO to perform transactions, then maybe they need to buy it. So there is a demand aspect to it. But you're right, you know, you get VTHO for holding vet. Excuse me. So I got to wrap it up here because I got to get into the virtual classroom. If you want to join the virtual classroom, follow the links down below or go check me out on thecryptojungle.com. We can get you signed up and in the group today, and we can go through your charts, go through your ideas, and come up with profitable strategies that will help you capitalize on this market. So let's see, I got about 5 minutes, so I'll squeak one more chart in. Okay, I like your analysis. I hope you can check my coin. What are you talking about, Senpai? You deserve more subscribers, bro. Great contents and teaching. Go look at the top YouTubers, man. It's like Crypto, like, today in the Bitcoin price, we're having a huge shakeout. We're coming down. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, you just pray into these emotions. People are greedy and people are fearful. If I pray into that, I'll get more views, but I don't. Rose. All right. Final chart of the day is Rose. Then I got to get into the virtual classroom. All right, we're sitting on top of support. Keep this run really quick, really simple. You know, we don't need to overanalyze what's going on in the charts here. You know, people often will overcomplicate TA thinking that it can predict a direction. It can't predict a direction. All you can do is buy levels of support and wait for them to go up. So we'll throw a little RSI in here for flavor. We have a low and we have a lower low where we have a low and a higher low. So, you know, there is continuation potential on this one. I think if you bought here would be, you know, technically speaking, a good place to buy. But there's, you know, we don't have a breakout or anything, so we can continue to consolidate. Okay, Safe Moon. No, I'm not doing Safe Moon. All of that safe stuff, anything that says the word safe is very dangerous. So just be careful with that stuff. All right, so that's all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if there are any projects that you want me to take a look at, leave them in the comment section down below. I do these live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern, but I do offer these kind of quicker, short format videos periodically on YouTube as well. So drop the projects down below and we can take a look at those projects. So without any further ado, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.